me, and with me today, my colleague Mr. Devashish Mohanta is there. We both are going to take the training session today. So in case if you face any difficulty, feel free to ask your doubts. Okay. I hope things are clear to you. So please write in the chat section if you face any kind of difficulty or issues. Okay. Should we start? Should we start? Show me a thumbs up. Give me the reaction. Thumbs up. Show me some reaction, guys. Okay, wonderful. Great. So let's start the session. Okay, great. Now, as you know, on the last day, what things we have covered, I'm going to show. We have covered like with the APDTE, we have signed the MOU on 6th of February, and the training gets started from say 22nd February till 29th March. We are going to do this training in which every Sunday we are going to take your session for 1 hour. Now, quickly we'll move to the some basic agenda, like what we are going to cover today. We are going to discuss few things related to your learning, like what things we have discussed on the last day and what we are going to cover now. All those things we are going to see. Okay, so let's start with the introduction part. I'll just share my screen. Wait a minute. In the meantime, Mr. Debashish from our team will give the intro like what we are going to cover today. Debashish?
Yes. Good morning, everyone. I hope I am clearly audible. Just
Yes, you
let me
are.
know. Okay. Yes. Okay. So for these today's sessions, what we are going to do is I'll just go through my screen. I will share it and I will share it with you. Then we'll get a clearer idea on how we can understand things based on the activity that we are going to do today. And just using it. Okay. Okay, I think it is present now. Okay. Okay. So just let me know if the screen is visible.
Yes, it is.
Mm, okay. Okay. So as we went through today, understanding in the previous sessions, we understood the LLM aspect of learning, followed by the prompt engineering fundamentals. So in this today's sessions, we will continue with that, with understanding deep insights into LLM and how they are being integrated inside this platform, and certain more aspects in terms of prompt engineering fundamentals, which will give you a clearer understanding on writing on the prompt, followed by which we will just give you an introduction to IBM Granite on what IBM Granite is and how it is being implemented. The activity of IBM Granite we will continue in the next session because it takes a lot of understanding before we move on towards that. We will show you the course material also. You can go through that to get a clearer understanding on how to use the IBM Granite platform. Before that, in this today's session, we will move on towards understanding by focusing on text summarization and text classification. These two things are very common and very important in terms of finding out a better result based on certain scenarios. That scenario also I'll provide it to you. And once we go through that into understanding few things inside this notebook LM, there is one more feature that we will explore today by using the content that we have into creating a podcast by which it will solve your queries related to a lot of documentation that you have, that you can solve it in terms of us creating a summary, or maybe you can listen to that audio in, and you don't have to spend more amount of time into focusing on a specific type of content. So these are a few things that we are going to discuss in this today's session. Okay, just let me know if this is clearer to everyone. Okay. Yes, I can see. Yes, sure. So we will also focus on to that. Before we move on towards focusing on the activity aspect of learning, we'll just give you a basic understanding because large language model in itself is a very big concept. So we will try to simplify it. And when we move on towards the next sessions, you will get a clearer understanding on how LLMs work and how it can be integrated. Okay. So are you able to see the screen now? There was some problem with the screen sharing. I think it is resolved as of now. I think just let me know. Just give a thumbs up if you are able to see the screen. Okay, I think we can. Okay, we will start it today. Okay, fine. So we will just go through into basic focus on the large language model. So as in the last session in the activities that you have concluded, you would be able to see that few of the things that were present inside that. So we will just go into overview of that scenario just to give you a clearer insight on the focus on how the large language models work. This is the case with all the large language models that are being deployed. That you have to keep in into consideration while you are working with you know while we are working with the LLMs or you are working into creating an LLM. So these things you have to take it into consideration because inside the large language models, it is important that the pre-training process has to be done. So inside this pre-training process, what happens is the part where the last means large amount of data is being trained. So it is trained based on the information that is provided. So if you are creating an LLM or if you are working on LLM, make sure that you understand the context based on the text that is provided or maybe the information that is provided, by which you would be able to fine tune it by adding specific task using like if it has certain constructs you can work on that, or maybe working on certain algorithms that you can focus on. Once that fine tuning process is done, then inside that, to test it out, to just test it out, you have to focus on the inference aspect, where you are giving means you are giving a prompt to just test it out whether the machine has learned all the things or not. Once it is done, then what will happen is that large language model can be deployed in terms of chatbot, maybe code generation, maybe document summarization, maybe RAG pipelines, and also in terms of autonomous AI agents. So these are the parameters in which when large language models are being deployed before training, it helps into generating better results in terms of the other applications. So just before we move forward towards that, I just want to add one poll. I'll just launch it. Kindly just use this poll to just gain an insight so that I will also understand on how to use large language models. How many of you have used Notebook LM? You can share your thoughts. Notebook LM is an LLM application provided by Google, and it has, if you have an account, you will be having limited access to that, but you would be able to do a lot of functions inside that. So just I will give it at least 1 minute so that we are able to focus on this aspect, and we are able to understand on where you are, so that once we are focusing on those activities that I have mentioned, you will get a clearer understanding on how to use that, and if you have any documentation, how you can make use of that. So yes, I have received a response from 220, but we have around 460 students. All of you can just mark up on the poll. So we'll wait for at least 300 participants to participate in the poll. Then we will move forward, because some of the concepts that I will share today, once we do the activity, I think once you get through that, you will get a clearer understanding on how it can be used. So as I can see, like around 30 to 34% of the students, those who have voted as of now, have used a Notebook LM. It is very good because this is the very useful application that is provided free of cost. So you can make the most out of it once you are working on that. So I will also show you what are all the different other things that you can do apart from creating a summary. So that we will be checking out. We will be focusing on the text classification also, just to understand, and by which you can also means make the machine understand in a better way. Because there are some of the documentations that you have. It is important so that the machine understands that document, so that it can provide you better context for you. Okay, I think we can move forward with that. Okay, I'm ending the poll as of now. I'll just close this. Okay. So, moving on towards that, here is an important part. In the previous training day, we focused on the prompt engineering aspect. But in today's part, when we are doing an activity related to text summarization and text classification, there are few more prompting techniques that one needs to understand, so that once they are working on that, it is easier for them, to give a basic prompt, or maybe ask the machine so that it can behave according to us. So this is the whole scenario that I think if we go through that, the prompting techniques, we will be able to provide better prompts to the machine. So just give me a minute. I will just go to the next slide. I will showcase it to you. One second. Just give me a minute. Okay. Okay. I will reshare it. One second. Yeah. Okay, making sure it is working. Okay, fine. So these are some of the prompting techniques that you would use when you are going to work on specific applications that are present. So inside this, so these are some of the detailed means prompting techniques that are being used in terms of getting a better response from the machine. Okay. So here you would see that these are some of the most commonly used prompts, which is called as zero shot prompting. One second, zero shot prompting, few shot prompting. So in this part, when it comes to the zero shot prompting, it is just like providing a response, so that if you have a document ready with you, you are just going to say that if you want to summarize something, just say summarize this document. So this is called as zero shot prompting. It basically it is a function that is asking the model to perform a task with providing no examples. So basically, it works on a pre-trained knowledge based on the document that is provided. Where once you ask him to do a specific type of task, it will focus on that and it will provide you the answer. So this is the function of a zero shot prompting. One second. Yes, so this is the function of zero shot prompting. Second part is few shot prompting. Few shot prompting means once you want the machine to provide you a specific type of answer. So providing some examples to related to the type of response that you want, if you provide it, it will understand, it will take that process and provide you that response. So these are some of the scenarios that will help you out in terms of working on that. One second. Okay. So when this is called few shot prompting. So this is one of the processes that will make your means prompting techniques better. Next focuses on the chain of thought. So inside this chain of thought, what happens is uh, if you are trying to provide certain answers, or maybe you are trying to prompt the machine in terms of providing you a specific type of reply that you want from that specific type of document. So inside that, we can provide a step by step instruction so that it understands certain part and focuses on those steps to provide you those answers. So this is the another type of prompting technique that you are generally going to use it. And once these three things you have focused on, next focuses on the part where we discussed in the last session, which is called as role prompting. So assigning a role in terms of asking the machine to provide a specific type of answer. Once you assign a persona, it becomes easier for the machine to take that role and provide you the information based on that type of role. Then once we are focusing on zero shot, a few shot, and chain of thought prompting, next part comes in terms of making the instruction better or making the prompt better. So then it focuses on the instruction tuning. So what is instruction tuning is, once you are focusing on these type of scenarios, the first three types of promptings, inside that you haven't provided any specific type of constraint to focus on. So inside this instruction tuning, this creates a structure prompt. You can create a structure prompt where you can provide specific instructions by which the models or being the LLM that is being deployed into that, it will follow those instructions by which your response that is provided from the machine will be precise and will be consistent based on your requirement. So this is what we call as instruction tuning. So this we will try to understand this zero shot, few shot, chain of thought, instruction tuning, and prompt chaining by working on the text summarization and text classification, by which you will be able to understand on how these things are taken into consideration while we are means working on the prompting aspect. So next come the prompt chaining, because here once you have done the instruction aspect, now again with that instruction you have to break that task into sequential aspects like step 1, step 2, step 3. So based on which it helps the machine to create a pipeline in terms of understanding the requirement based on the instruction tuning and provide you the responses. So the structure becomes much more clearer. So these are some of the most commonly used prompting techniques once you are trying to get a better response from the machine or a structuredized response that you want to achieve from the machine. So yes, so what we will be doing is we'll be not focusing on more of the concepts, but we will go forward with the activity. Once we do the activity, I think it will be much more clearer to all of you, based on which you can try it out, because Notebook LM is free of cost. You don't have to create an account and work on that. I will also give you instructions on how you can access more inside that. So that will be much more beneficial to you in terms of executing certain tasks that I will show it to you in this session. We'll just quickly move forward with the next slide. Then we will quickly go towards the text summarization aspect. So yes, these are some of the best practices that you can take into consideration, because uh, while we are writing a certain type of prompt, it is important for us, because uh, any type of prompt, whenever you are trying to provide it, you have to be specific and clearer in terms of once you are clearer, then only you will be able to provide the feedback to the machine inside that. Also provide the context based on which you can add certain relevant information based on which it will try to provide you the responses. So using delimiters is one of the concepts, because here if you are creating certain means asking it to mention a certain tags and everything, so that also will be checking out in the text classification how to assign tags and everything. You will get a clearer understanding into that. So this also I think is most commonly used, so that you can make the machine understand few things, and whenever you are going to create a chatbot, these things helps us into creating a better chatbot. And this is the process, like working on the prompting techniques, one has to be means you also always you have to means experiment onto the responses, because no matter how many times you are writing that same response, you will get the same output. But if you try to change certain scenarios by working on the different prompting techniques that we showed in the earlier slide, it will help you also, as well as the machine, to really understand on what is your requirement. So that will help you out. So this is what, like, always try to iterate and refine, because it is an experimentation. because the type of prompt that you are providing, no one has already provided it. So it is a new experience for the machine also. Once you are explaining it every time, you will get a clearer understanding through that. So once you are working on the iterating and refining process, and working on this part, so this is a basic temperature. That means here when we are going to create certain means LLMs in the back end, so inside that the temperature means uh, the level of understanding it has to work on. So why it has referred to as 0 to 0.3 is it is referred to as a learning rate. One second. So this is referred to as a learning rate for LLM. So why it is referred to only 0 to 0.3 is basically in terms of execution, we always put it to 0.1, because this way the machine takes more amount of time in order to understand the context better, because the more it trains, the better it gets in terms of executing certain scenarios. So this is what setting temperature means. So this also will do one activity in terms of a computer vision, where I will say explain it to you on how this temperature generally works. So it is not only limited to prompt engineering best practices, but these all things are related to all different types of machine learning concepts. So you can apply everything inside the machine learning concepts. And now this text edge cases, see, like it focuses more on the basic prompts, understanding and categorizing that into certain structures. So before doing that, it makes sure that whenever you are putting the input, you are trying to get a better output from the machine. So this is done inside when you are testing out a new feature. So you have to make sure that while deploying it, these all things are categorized. Then only you will be able to get all these scenarios. So make sure these are certain practices, but once you start working or maybe creating certain LLMs, you will get a better understanding while you test it out. So this is the whole scenario that focuses on. Okay, I think we will move on towards the activity aspect, because by doing the activity itself only we'll be able to understand on how these things generally work on. Okay, I will just take forward towards the summarization techniques. Then we will move on towards the notebook LM. I will just share it again. Okay. So yes, this is common in terms of any type of summarizing text function. So once you are working on any types of text summary function, you would be focusing on these important three scenarios, where it focuses on the accuracy aspect, it focuses on the accuracy, and it also focuses on the consistency level, followed by the scalability. Because by achieving accurate results and means achieving consistency in terms of the responses, you can focus on the scalability of your LLM into different platforms. So accuracy focuses on a certain part where the generative AI generally it uses natural language processing techniques. There are multiple algorithms that can be focused upon inside that to understand the context and meaning of the text. So that is divided into a different pattern, that is what we call as word clouds. Then it is converted into that same structure. Once it is focused on that, this minimizes the chances of any misinterpretation or maybe any omission or any neglecting of any of the words that are present inside a specific document. Though this eradicates all these possible errors that can happen inside inside an LLM once it is being integrated. So this is a part where accuracy comes into consideration. We have to focus on a better NLP technique, or maybe the list of NLP techniques which we can deploy to check the accuracy. Once it is being achieved, we can focus on the consistency aspect. So consistency aspect focuses on the part where inside that LLM we were checking out whether we are going to get the uniformity in terms of getting the proper summaries out of that, or maybe understanding whether there are any biases based on that, or maybe any inconsistency. It should it should not interfere with the specific document that is being provided to train. So this is what focuses on the consistency stages. So this is what once you are focusing on these two scenarios, then the part comes by testing out the accuracy and consistency of the model of the text summarization process, or maybe the LLM is integrating those scenarios. Now, inside this scalability aspect, what happens is now the generative AI can handle multiple tasks based on the consistency that is being provided and the accuracy that it is receiving, based on which it can process multiple or maybe thousands of documents based on your prompt that is provided, and will try to provide you the messages in terms of few seconds. So based on which this also decreases our time and effort and everything. So this is what the scenario is. It is focusing on the text summarization aspect. Okay. Okay. So yes, as we are discussing about the platform called as Notebook LM, so I will quickly take you towards the concept, or maybe the platform where we are integrating Notebook LM. Those who are new to Notebook LM, I will show you from the beginning, and those who already have used it, maybe you can understand on how to work on different things. If you have would have done it earlier, then let me know. I will show you also other aspects into that. If you haven't done that scenario, then by watching this, you can really understand on how you can execute that. So just give me a moment. I will reshare my screen so that I will share the attendance link with all of you. Don't worry about that. Based on which we will continue forward. Okay, I will reshare my screen again. I will take you towards that platform of Notebook LM. Just give me a moment. I will share the attendance link in the group. Okay, just give me a minute.
Debashish, it is
Yes.
shared in the chat section
Okay, I
to
think
everyone.
the attendance is shared for all of you. I think you can mark your attendance. Shubham sir has shared you the attendance. You can just mark it. Once everyone has marked with the attendance, we will just quickly do a poll. No problem. You can just mark it. Not an issue. Even if it shows batch A, not an issue. We can collect that information. Okay. I'm resharing the link again. Those who haven't marked it, they can click on the link and they can access this platform. So don't worry about that. If even if it is marked as batch A, you have to just enter your first name, last name, email address, and WhatsApp mobile number that is mentioned by that, and you can just select the option. Means if you are failing, facing any challenges in terms of joining WhatsApp group or completing IBM Skills Build registration, you can select onto that. If you have no issues, then you can just select no issues with WhatsApp or no issues with Skills Build registration. We will get through that, and you can submit your response. Okay, I think we'll just wait for a few more minutes. I'll just quickly add a poll so that we can just clearly understand on whether you have marked your attendance or not. Okay. Okay. Not an issue. Even if it is showing batch A, you can mark your attendance. We will take through that. Okay. I think
It
most
is
of you,
resolved now. They can see as a batch C now. It is
yes, not
resolved.
an issue. Those who have marked also, they will receive the same response. We will collect the responses based on that. No worries.
Sure.
Okay. Yes, I think few more seconds. Those who are not able to open the link, they can use the link that I have shared again. They can click on it and they can mark their attendance. Don't worry about that. This is attendance link for your batch itself. Maybe by mistakenly it is being mentioned as A. Don't worry about that. You have to use the same link that is being shared here to mark your attendance. It will be collected as your response. So don't have to worry about that. Okay. Fine, 30 more seconds, then we will move forward towards the notebook LM activity. And yes, I will just quickly add a poll. It is not an interesting poll, but a poll so that before going through the notebook LM activity, just for curiousness, I will just add one poll so that you can mark it based on which I can really understand on how I can help you with into accessing two most important scenarios. Just I am adding a poll now. I think yes, most of you are done with the yes, most of you are done with the attendance. I'll just launch a simple poll. It's not an important poll, but yes, it is just to understand on how many of you use a certain type of device. Yes. It is a poll just understanding on how many of you use Geo SIM card in their smartphones. So I've shared a poll. You can all of you can mark it up. As I can see, 50-50 is there. Some of you are using, some of you are not using. Yeah. Okay, I am ending the poll. I think we can continue with that. Okay. Yes, okay. So at this not that important, but just hope to just clearly get an insight on to means how many of you are using it. So as you can see, most of you are using a Geo SIM card, and most of you are there who are not using Geo SIM card. Not a worry, but it is a good news for people who are using Geo SIM card that I will share it in the session. So yes, I will start by sharing the screen. One second. We'll quickly move forward towards the text summarization. Then we will quickly go forward towards the part where I will show you and okay, I will show you the text summarization process. I will show you the text classification process, and by using a certain document or maybe certain information, what we can do is we can create a podcast. So that also we will check it out. So if you are inside a browser, if you are using a browser, uh, make sure you are logged in with your email IDs and everything. And once you are done with that, so inside that, if you have a Geo SIM card, you can assign any of your email IDs so that you can get a Google Gemini Pro edition. So as you can see here in my screen, if you see, this is colored aspect. So it is assigning that I have a Gemini Pro edition for 1 year. So it is free of cost for 1 year for those who are using a Geo SIM card. You can use it up
Okay.
if you are
So
getting.
Debashish, before proceeding further, students, few things we want to tell you very clearly. Right now, Debashish sir is going to show you a very interesting activity which you all can do. And I am very sure कि if you'll put it in your resume, examiner or the interviewer is gonna ask few questions related to that thing कि how you have created it. Can you show a demonstration? Where can we find it? Okay. So those are the things which you can show as a project. Nowadays, you have seen a lot of things on the Instagram, on Facebook, on social media platforms, like how they make AI generated videos, how they make the podcast, right? So, in today's session, Debashi sir is going to show you how you can create your own podcast with the Notebook LM. Okay. So you need to follow the steps which sir is showing. In case if you think ki I need to take the notes, you can take a screenshot if you are using mobile phone. If you are using laptop, take a screenshot of the screen. So later on, when you want to deploy it, that time you can follow those things. Clear to everyone? Show me a thumb reaction. Click on react and show me a thumbs up if it's clear to everyone. Okay, great. Over to you, Debashish sir. Sir
Yes,
is
yes.
going to tell you you can get a pro account, how you can use a normal account. With the normal account also you can create. With the pro account you'll get add-ons. Okay. We
Yes.
are not promoting any company over here, but we are just saying that there are some method by which you can get the pro account easily. Okay. Over to you, Debashish sir.
Yes, I think yes. So if you are in a browser, if you are using a browser, then it will be very good for you because you can get an better visualization of the work that you are doing. So as we are discussing about Notebook LM, you can just type in the Google search bar as Notebook LM, just Notebook LM. So you will get the first page where it is mentioned as notebooklm.google. You have to select this one. So here, as you can see, here this is a notebook LM. It is free for everyone to use. It is like it will not ask you for any amount of money to be worked upon. So this will be the first page on which you would be using it. And one second. Yes. So to go forward with this, try Notebook LM. Just click on Try Notebook LM. It will take you to the new tab where all the projects that you have completed will be shown here. So I will quickly start with a new notebook. I will just show you few things in terms of understanding the text summarization on how the text summarization process works, and also text classification also. So these two things we will check it out. Then I will show you how how the podcast making is being done. So podcast making doesn't refer that it will create automatically a video based post podcast, but it will create an audio by which you can collect that audio and convert it into text, and that will be that will be used for you in terms of creating a structurized maybe a theme by which you have a documentation ready. You can read that one. It will be a structurized format, so it will create a documentation for you. So there are two options to create. You can either go forward to this part and click on create, or you can click on create a new notebook from here. I'll just delete certain things. Okay. So these are some of the projects that you have done. I have done. So this will be shown in this part. But yes. So I will just click on create a new. So once you click on that, it will ask you about few things, that you can create audio and video overviews from YouTube videos, from your notes, from your documents. So these things you can do. I will just quickly reshare my screen because I just want to confirm that the audio is also available while I am sharing the screen. Because I will just quickly reshare my screen. One second. Make sure I've selected the audio. Yes. Okay. Mm, okay. Yes. Okay. I've reshared my screen now. Okay. Okay. So this is my new notebook now. I have created a new notebook. So what I will do is, as it is an untitled notebook, I will just I will just work on this scenario where I will add here. I can change my name here. What we will do is we'll do understanding the text summarization. Okay, so I think this is fine. Okay, fine. So now, and we will focus on a certain aspect on to really understand on how the text summarization works on in terms of a documentation. So I have a small documentation to show it to you, because if we use the bigger documentation, then it may take certain amount of time. So based on the time constraint that we are having, I have created a document, so I can just add it here and I will share it with you. I will just quickly go forward towards the document. I will just copy it. Okay, so this is the document that I have. Uh, okay. So now you are done with that part. I have just copied that document, or maybe the parts. So maybe if you have a documentation, if you have a notepad, or if you have a PDF with you, you can go here in the sources. There is an option called as sources. Click on add source. So here you have an option that you can upload files, you can upload website, you can upload files from your drive, you can upload a copied text. For this project, for this understanding project, what I have done is I have copied one document. So what I will do is I will click on the copied text. I will just paste it here. So what this is about, I'm just going to share it with you. This is a scenario of a meeting with certain concepts, or maybe certain key important points that are emphasized inside this document. So you will quickly go ahead and you can understand through this. I'll just insert it and I will share it with you. So now once you insert this part, you can see this is a marketing strategy document that is being added. So this is the document that I have shared. So if you have multiple documents, you can go and click on add sources and you can add multiple documents. So you don't have to work, think that only one or two sources you can add. You can add multiple sources. So once you have done, so this is the thing that you can check it out. So now it is suggesting you to ask these questions. So we will go forward towards the zero shot prompting. Okay, we will start with the zero shot prompting and we'll see the result. Then we'll quickly move forward towards a few shot and chain of thought. Then we will understand and also we will go towards the contextualization as well. So moving forward towards the first part we will focus on is summarize this meeting for me. I'll just add this one. One source is selected, as we have selected one source based on which it will try to give us the response. I will just click on enter. So now what it is doing, it is going and looking onto the sources, analyzing the files, and then it will provide me a summary. So I think, okay. So it has summarized the meeting. Here is a summary of key points discussed in the meeting. Budget allocation is provided. Key strategies are being provided. New initiatives and metrics are provided, as well as creative decisions and deadlines. So based on all the components that are provided, it has provided it to me based on the documentation that was shared. So this is the one that I shared, based on which it has created a summary. But now, can it be the case where I can get a better result on using this part? For that, we need to use a few shot prompting. So we need to focus on a few shot prompting. So for few shot prompting, what we will do is, this is one of the examples. You can try out using your ideas. So I will write summarize this meeting in only three sentences. So this is called as a few shot prompting. What I have done in the few shot is I have given one more scenario as summarize this meeting in only three sentences. Just click on that. So based on this, you can expect a different type of result that you can get. See, it has asked, I asked him specifically that complete it in three sentences. So it focused on the first sentence, completed the second, and it is the third. So this is what you can get based on the prompting techniques. You can get different types of results. And now one more scenario of the part where we are focusing on another few short prompting, but we will give more detailed information so that we can get structurized format in terms of getting the response. So what I will type is summarize this meeting by let's say we will focusing on key points, um, maybe in key points and maybe in terms of decision and action items action items. So once we have done with that, what we can go forward with, as it is a different type of few shot prompting, you will see a different type of response from this. Okay. So you can see by focusing on that, it has created a key points based on the key points, decision and action items. So it is key points, it is decisions, and it is action items. So by which, if it is a bigger document, you can get a clearer insight on what the document is all about and how it is being processed. So now this is completed with the part, and now we are focusing on one more scenario. As I will just focus on that is the part where chain of thought is introduced, as well as the instruction tuning is introduced. So inside this, you will get a clearer understanding on how we are trying to share that document. One second, just give me a minute. Okay. So what I will write is I will create a certain type and I will add it up so that it will be helpful for you. I'll write summarize this meeting. I'll just focus on this, summarize this meeting into a structured, focused on this part where we will get to understand on this aspect into the structured formats using the uh, following heading. Fine. The following headings are key uh, key points, key points and decisions and action waves. Key points, will focus on key points that is uh, discussed, uh, key points that is discussed, decision that has been made um, and action items. Okay. So now what I'm doing is I'm summarizing this meeting into a structured format using following heading: that key points that are being discussed, decision that has been made, and action items. So it will create a structured format, but again, what I have to do is I'll just shift and go to bottom. I will add, I will just add include uh, two bullet points only under each heading. Okay. So I have also instructed that include two bullet points only under each heading. So it will focus on only this part. Okay. So by focusing on the summarizing part, you have got this type of response. Bullet points for the key points that is discussed, bullet points for the decision that has been made, and action items. So this is how you can create a certain documentation by means, if you have a text document with you, or maybe if you have a PDF with you, uh, you can ask these type of questions. So you can see, based on the prompts, you are getting different types of responses. Based on different types of prompts, you are getting different type of responses. Now if you want to categorize any of the thing which you feel it is important for your analysis, So this will be helpful for you. So it basically focuses more on the presentation aspect. Suppose for a specific documentation, somebody is asking you for a presentation, then you can make use of this in terms of creating a presentation for that by understanding and analyzing few key highlights, which will be helpful for you for this part. So this is the concept of which we focus more on the text summarization. So, I think, okay. So this is one of the scenarios that you can do. Okay. So we will also focus on the, we have focused on the text summarization. Now also we will focus on the text classification as well. Okay. So is this concept clear to everyone? Just let me know. If it is clearer to everyone, then we can move forward with that. Okay. Yes. Okay. So now this is a project that you have made in your profile. For example, you want to also share a collaboration in terms of working with other people as well in your organization to just really understand on whether they are going to work on that. So if you are creating a collaborative effect, maybe for example, if you have a project team with you, maybe there are 4 or 5 members. So if you have created a documentation and you are working on this part, so there is an option also to share. So inside this, there is also an option to share. You can share it with your peers also by sharing their email ID. So if you share their email ID, I think you will be able to access that. So students will be able to access that. Your teammates will be able to access this part and they can check it out. So this is also a scenario that you can focus on. So this is also one of the features that you can configure in terms of working as well as focusing on that. So now what we'll do is for the text classification, we have to focus on a different scenario. So I have certain documents with me. I will just add it here so that you will be able to check it out into that scenario. So I am sharing, this is one platform because uh, it is not only limited to only one concept, but in this notebook LM, lot of things you can do. So if you have a tabular column, if you are adding an Excel file, you can click on the data table to create a data table for you. If you want to focus on the infographics, you can work on the infographics aspect also. So yes, I will show you one more. I will just create one more notebook and I will just close as of now. And in this one, text classification in notebook LM I am sharing. Okay. So inside this text classification also I have a specific document here. What we are doing for the text classification is to make the machine understand the intent. Infography. Okay, okay. So for those in whose profile this infography and slide deck is not available, it is because I am inside this pro version. I have got a pro version. For people who are using pro version, they can get an access of infography and slide deck. So if you are using a GeoSIM, then you can apply for a pro membership. I think it is free of cost for 1 year. You can use that one. So that can be done with us. Okay. So inside this text classification, we are trying to make the machine understand based on the means whether it is able to understand the intent behind a certain statement. So I will try to add three statements, and we will try to really understand on how the machine is understanding. So inside this sources, I will add source. I will click on copy text. I will use the text that I have created, and I will add this one. Okay, so these are the three sentences that I have added. I will just paste it here. So the sentences are: the battery lasts all day and the performance is excellent. Inside, the screen is too dim outdoors, but I love the colors indoors. The phone is slow and keeps crashing when I open certain application. So this is about a smartphone, and these are some of the reviews inside that. So inside this, we can focus on the text classification for, so I will add this document first of all, and then I will focus on that inside this part by asking certain things. So first zero shot prompting we will do. Um, Classify this. I text classification is done. Okay, okay, fine. This is done. The reviews shared, sorry, shared as positive, negative, or mixed. Okay. Okay, so based on the document that was shared with the three sentences, I just asked the machine to classify the reviews which are shared as positive, negative, or mixed. So you can get here is the classification of the reviews provided. The review where the battery lasts all day is a positive intent that is it has identified, and mixed is the screen is too dim outdoors, but I love the colors indoors. And negative is phone is slow and keeps crashing when I open certain application. So this is how once you are providing. So here I have provided only three. So now if you are having multiple types of reviews that are available in the internet, you are working on a project on working or categorizing into positive review, negative review, or mixed review. So this will come in handy once you are trying it out. So this is for example, I have just added three examples just to give you a basic insight on how these things are to be focused on. So this is provided. This is a basic prompt that I have focused on. Now if we want to refine this prompt, so what we can write it as, classify these reviews as positive, negative, mixed, and tag relevant focus areas such as battery life, screen quality, or performance. So we can add few of the things. So this is what we are doing is we are making it more detailed in terms of working on that scenario. So now this prompt I have entered it as: classify these reviews as positive, negative, or mixed, and tag relevant focus areas such as battery life, screen quality, or performance. So once we do that, so it will give you a response based on the refined prompt that you have provided. See, now the category has changed. So now based on the topic, so this was the first one. battery lasts all day and the performance is excellent. The classification is positive. The focus area is battery life and performance. Similarly, the classification is mixed and it is focus area is screen quality. Classification is negative, focus area is performance. So this way you can get better insights into working on the documentation. Okay. Okay, so once this part is completed, now for refining this statement, what we can do is we can go forward towards the concept where we are providing step-by-step instruction based on the updated prompt. So now what we will be doing is we will divide this whole prompt that we have done is into two parts, into two steps. So we will assign the step one as classify these reviews as positive and negative. In the step two, we will ask for each review, identify relevant categories. So now what I will do is now I will add that same scenario, but I will assign the steps part. So step one will be classify these reviews as positive, negatives, or mixed. Step two will be for each review, identify relevant categories, battery life, screen quality, or performance. So I will just click on this. So once you click on this, I think based on this scenario, you will get this part where here is the classification and categorization of the reviews of the source text. So you can see here it is the same type of classification, but it has focused on into different scenarios. Is there any difference between these parts? If not, then we can think of it as the first response was enough. I think there is no difference in the responses. So I think we can assure that this is fine. So now what I will do is I will create one more part where I will just tweak something. In the relevant categories, inside that I will create three scenarios and output format I will change in terms of a sentiment and categories in terms of a blocked format. And for this, I'll just copy this text and I will just share it. So this is one of the part. Now in the step one, I am asking to classify these reviews as positive, negative, or mixed. Step two, I am asking to tag relevant categories related to battery life, screen quality, or performance for each review. Then I am asking it to provide the output in this format, which is like sentiment. Inside that sentiment will be there and categories, it will be in terms of a categories. So let's check it out whether it is working properly or not. Yes. So now you can see here it is part that this is the first statement that was provided in the sentiment positive, and in the categories it was mentioned as battery life and performance. So this is a different type of response you are getting. So based on the type of output that you want from the machine to work on, similarly it will focus on this part. So this is an example of this is an example of how to work on parts for text classification and text summarization. So it is not only limited to the document that I have shared. You can use all means any type of PDF or any type of statement or document which will be which you have to just try and text it check it out, and also you can focus on this scenario. And not even that scenario, we will be focusing on the podcast aspect as well. So I will just create a new project again so that we will go forward towards that, and I will share it with you. Okay. As of now, I'm not sharing it. So this is our new document. I will add a podcast on I will just mention a few things. Second podcast on LLM, uh, IBM Granite, and prompt engineering. Yes, so this is just I'm adding it up. So yes, so now it is done. So what I'll be doing is I have three links with me, which focuses on large language model, one focuses on IBM Granite, and one focuses on the prompt engineering techniques. So here, if you want to go to add sources, now we have an options. Here you can see websites or YouTube page. So you can click on websites. So it is asking to paste any links. So I have the links ready with me. I will be just pasting up with the links. Okay, this is part done. Okay, I will paste the links here. So now these are the three links. One will be are discussing about the topics inside the large language models. One will be inside the IBM Granite documentation. One will be focusing on the prompt engineering fundamentals. So these are the links. Inside that, these documentations are there and information is provided. So let us just share it here. And yes, so based on this, it it has created a basic type of what we can call it as uh, it has created a small summary, but here we don't require summary, but it requires this part. One second. Okay. Fine, fine. Okay, so this is an option where you can focus on creating a podcast by clicking on to the audio. So for this, inside that I was just checking it out. So you can select whether you want to be at a as a short length podcast or default or long based post podcast. And if you want to the format to focus on the deep diving concepts, you can work on the deep diving concepts. If you want to focus on the brief understanding or critic understanding or debate type of functions. So what will happen in terms of debate is, mm, there will be two persons who will be discussing on to that topic. One will be asking a question, another will be answering it and explaining it to the concepts. And inside the deep dive, it will be just a language generation in terms of that. First, what I will do is I will just show you this debate part because this is much more interesting. So I will by default this length is being assigned as debate, and in the language I am choosing the language as a regional language. We can choose. So just let me know which is Telugu language. Is this Telugu language? Kindly confirm whether this one or this one or this one. I am not sure onto which one. Just I will get the confirmation from there. Okay, I think this one they have selected this one, right? So this second one, right? After this symbol. Okay, 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 okay. Yes, I think this is okay. Okay. So kindly confirm whether this language is selected correctly. Okay, yeah, thank you for this. So now here, if you want to focus on the debate, then there is no need to give any more instruction to that inside this part. So what you can do is here once we have focused on the debate aspect. inside this debate, there will be two hosts, as I have mentioned. One will be providing you a questionnaire, one will be discussing it, and then the responses will come. So okay. So now if I am clicking on generate now, if I'm clicking on generate now, I will get a part. So it will take some amount of time to generate this audio review. So once it gets executed, we'll be able to check out this response. So this can always be taken in terms of focusing on that. So yes, I think it is generating an audio overview uh, because it is a two-way podcast system. So it's a debate type of concept. So it will take two aspects of learning. So we will try to see how it is able to generate or not. So it is generating. I think it will take 2 minutes or maybe 1 minute based on the documents that it has shared. It is scanning and it is creating a documentation. That's why it is taking some amount of time. So we'll just wait for it to generate. Then we will check out the output. So this audio function generating a podcast is available to each and everyone who has an email ID. So it does not require any pro membership to be focused on. So that is what I think will be useful. More part onto that. Yes. So you can use these parts. So these generations takes time because no, it is not a text generations. The text is being converted into a structured format into a podcast. That's why it takes certain amount of time to work on. So the reason that I included these three topics is because it will quickly move forward towards all the important aspects. Then it will create a documentation. So by working on this, it helps us into generating facts and formats. So because by learning all those things, you have to read each and every link that is being provided. Then only you will be able to create. Then you have to create notepad use a notepad and work on that, or maybe use this one to create a summary. Then you will try to create means a certain text so that you have to say it in terms of explaining the concepts and everything. So this generally takes a lot of time to focus on, because the script that you are going to prepare has to focus on these concepts that you are going to explain. So once it does not focus on, so it becomes difficult for an individual to gather certain informations. So once this is being generated, I think you will be able to check out all the functions that are present. Okay, so I think it is taking some amount of time. I'll let it load. Then we will get through that. So yes, I think those who have an access of GeoSIM, those who are using a GeoSIM, they can go to the website of Geo, and in that there will be an option for means 1 year pro membership for related to their phone numbers. So once they click onto that, it will ask, once you get an access to that, you will get an intimation that you can use the pro version of the Gemini. And then you can click onto that, and once you do that, uh, it will be asking you about the email ID that you want to work on. So select onto that, then your account will be created. So it is valid for only one account, one email ID. You can only use it. So just we have to wait for I think few more minutes. Let it generate. Then we'll be able to use it, I think. Okay, I think it is taking a lot of amount of time. Once it gets generated, I will share this audio in the WhatsApp group. I think you can get to check it out. You can also try it out by working on this. So this is not only limited to one of the things, but you can create more and more concepts related to that. So then I think okay. If anyone has any queries, you can ask. And I think once I get an access to the IBM Granites platform, I will show you that platform as well. So a lot of things that are present inside the IBM cloud, we will be getting an access to that. In that also, we can get an understanding on how to create a chatbot that we will be discussing in the next sessions on how to create a
Video
chatbot.
publish proof that you joined the training, right? Okay. So please turn on your cameras if possible, guys. So we'll click some good pictures. Okay, I can see a lot of uh, people has not turned on the camera yet. I'll request all of you to please turn on your cameras so we can click some good pictures. Show me thumbs up. Great. Chalo. Very good, guys. We are closing the session for today. We are going to share the recordings in the WhatsApp group. If you are not added in the WhatsApp group, very soon we'll add you there. We have already took your problem concern from the Google form. I hope the session was informative. Devashish took you through the notebook LM, and very soon you'll see a lot of AI tools integration in the Google platforms. Okay, so we'll recommend you try to learn all these things. So when you'll go to the market, when you'll go for the jobs, that time you can apply all these things in the practical aspects. Okay, definitely these will help you out. Chalo, all the best. Thank you, everyone. Thanks for your time. Very soon, we'll share the recordings. And someone is asking for the attendance link. Just be on call. I'm sharing the attendance link.
Okay.
Yeah.
By the meantime, I think there was some internet issue from my side. I was not able to share that. It got uploaded. So by the meantime, those who haven't marked the attendance, they can just check it out. The result. I think based on that, they can get a clearer understanding on how the chatbot or maybe the podcast can look like. So this is the generated part. I think it is.
I guess it's a 15-minute podcast, but you can
Yes.
create a small versions,
Yes.
test it, modify it, refine it, make it more better. Okay. Please play Devashish.
ది
Yes.
డిబేట్కి స్వాగతం. విభిన్న దృక్కోణాలను విశ్లేషించే మా మేధోమథన వేదిక ఇది. ఆ, ఈరోజు మనం ఆర్టిఫిషియల్ ఇంటెలిజెన్స్ రంగంలో అంటే భవిష్యత్తును నిర్ణయించే ఒక పెద్ద ప్రశ్న గురించి చర్చించబోతున్నాం. లార్జ్ లాంగ్వేజ్ మోడల్స్ లేదా ఎల్ఎల్ఎంస్ భవిష్యత్తును ఏ ఆర్కిటెక్చర్ శాసించబోతోంది? దశాబ్ద కాలంగా ఏఐ రంగాన్ని ఏలుతున్న సాంప్రదాయ డెన్స్ ట్రాన్స్ఫార్మర్ మోడల్స్ ఉత్తమమైనవా, లేదా సరికొత్తగా ఐబిఎం గ్రానైట్ 4.0 ప్రవేశపెట్టిన హైబ్రిడ్ మాంబా 2 మరియు మిక్స్చర్ ఆఫ్ ఎక్స్పర్ట్స్ అంటే ఎంఓఈ విధానం అత్యుత్తమమైనదా?
So like this, you can get a podcast. So this is what you can get based on regional languages. A lot of regional languages are being added. So it is very much beneficial for us to work on. Yes, I think Shubham, some are asking about the registration link. As of now, they are not added.
Registration link of what?
I think the
WhatsApp
skills build
group,
registration link.
IBM skills build, what?
You can just mention what registration link you would require. Is it IBM skills build registration link?
Student, there is no assignment from our side, but we'll recommend please try to make one, at least one podcast on your own. You can choose topic wisely and share it. Okay. The attendance sheet which you have marked will cross verify how many of you are already there in the group. Those who are not there, we'll add them in the WhatsApp group. Okay. And there only we'll share the course completion URL. Please go through the getting started with generative AI course. Try to finish it, get it completed, and get the digital certified badge. How many of you have already finished the getting started with generative AI course? Please show me thumbs up if you have already completed the course on IBM Skills Build. I can see many of you have already completed. Great. So you must have received the certificate and all, right? Similarly, those who have not done, please go through it and finish it. It's compulsory thing. Before internship, you need to finish it. Okay. So very soon we'll share the link in the WhatsApp group. You can go through it and finish the activity. Okay. Great. Thank you guys. Thanks for your inputs. Thanks for your participation. Now we are closing the meeting as it's 12 p.m. We'll share the recording of the session soon with you. Okay. Bye bye.
Skills build registration link you have to share.
We'll share in the WhatsApp group very soon.
Some are not added into the group, I guess I can
Okay,
see.
okay, okay. Then let me check.
So those who don't have any questions or any queries, you can leave the session for today. We are good to end the session. And those who are not added into the group, WhatsApp group as of now, kindly stay back. And those who haven't received the registration link for IBM Skills will also you can stay back. So those who have completed one modules, you can complete all the three modules. You can complete all the three modules. Yes. It will hardly take 1 hour or 1.5 hours to complete one module each. You can complete all the three modules.
Okay, guys, I have shared the registration URL in the chat section. You can go through it, register yourself, and get the course completed. You need to finish all modules and get the badge. Okay. We have shared the registration link in the chat section. In the WhatsApp group also, I'll share for your reference. Okay.
Those who are not registered to the IBM Skills Build platform, they can use
Done.
this link to register.
In WhatsApp group also, we have shared. Please click on it and finish the batch. Okay. Thank you, everyone. Thanks for your time. Thanks for your patience. If you have any queries, concerns, feel free to ask. Thank you.